Welcome to the So Lux Life podcast, where our goal is to enhance the mental, physical, and spiritual luxuries in life. Make your life luxurious through knowledge, coaching, training, and technique. Visit us online at SoLuxLife.com. Here's your host, Crispin J. Watson.
Hey, you guys, welcome back to the So Lux Life podcast. I'm so excited that you're here. So tonight's special guest, we have the house Heist, like the one and only. I'm so excited that they're here. So kind of tell our audience a little bit about you guys, and we'll get into what you do, what House Heist is. But first, I want to hear about you. Like, who is Gabriel? Who is Herbert? Just give us the whole rundown.
That's HBJ the Mogul. That's his new name.
Oh,
that's my name.
That's the stage name. That's the stage name.
okay.
But anyway, I'm so happy to be here tonight with you and your audience. Thank you for having us. I'm Gabriel Henderson. I am a realtor in the Birmingham and Georgia markets. I've been licensed since 2008. Probably one of the worst times you could even think about getting into real estate. Got in real estate. And so here I am, a full-time realtor. I work with Herbert, and I'll let you tell them about yourself. And we together are partnered with House Heist.
And I'm Herbert. And they call me HBJ the Mogul. That's like I said, that's my new name from the 2020s and beyond. I was born here in Birmingham myself, and I grew up in every inner city neighborhood in Birmingham, and I always wanted to be wealthy in life. So in order for me to be wealthy,
feedback.
Sorry. In order for me to be wealthy, I had to find something to do other than being in the streets, or because as a young kid growing up in the inner city, that's all you know is to do, or be a doctor or a lawyer. And of course, I didn't take that route. I wanted to be a doctor, but I came home, read a book at 21 years old, and I bought my first investment property at 21. And I've been doing it since then. I've invested from apartments to development, from Birmingham to Nashville to Georgia. I've done my investment. And we'll continue to grow. And we look forward to growing. So,
just a lot of feedback. Is that for us?
Try turning the volume down. Turn the volume down on the computer.
All right. Is that good?
Can I hear myself again?
Microphone check 1 2 1 2.
So I love it. So like growing up, Gabriel, did you have like any siblings? Were you the only child?
So I'm the oldest sibling. I have a brother and a sister. I'm their second mom. We're 9 and 11 years apart. So I am like the mom. I was tougher on my brother and sister, and you can ask them to this day than my mom was, because by the time they kind of came along, she was just like, okay, whatever, y'all do what y'all want to do. Yeah. And she was like, okay, whatever. And so I was really a lot tougher on them, than my mom was, and just kind of really helped raise them. My brother lives in Dallas, Texas. He's a personal trainer. His record is still at Hoover High School in track and field since 2000. So very proud of him. He ran track for LSU. Very good trainer in Dallas, if you're looking in the Dallas area. My sister is here in Birmingham. She has my niece and my nephew, Mason and Natalie. And so just very proud of both of them.
Almost definitely. How about you, Herbert? Oh, HBJ, I'm sorry. How about you?
Get it right.
You sound like an old lady with glasses. How about you, Herbert?
HBJ has like more swag to it. Like,
it does.
But I'm the oldest of two kids. I have a sister. She lives here in the house with us. She moved back home probably about a year ago now. So I'm very proud of my sister. She actually became an entrepreneur during this quarantine time. Mm-hmm. And she takes advice from us. And who else better to learn from than two entrepreneurs? Mm-hmm.
So, she's been getting her packages here, setting up her stuff, getting her area together. So
she actually has an office inside the house. And she has an employee here. So it's pretty cool. I'm super proud of her. To be honest, I'm very proud of her.
That is so cool. So together you guys formed House Heist.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the world has been wondering.
It have been. You're correct.
It's a tongue twister.
Right. So what exactly is House Heist? How did you all come about? Like, what really sparked the idea?
So I'll let Herbert start the conversation because honestly, he was the founder of House Heist. It was his brainchild, if you will. And so I came along and partnered with him, and it kind of just got legs of its own and took and evolved from there. And so I'll let him kind of lay the foundation of why it was started and really why it's necessary.
Before I do that, I want you to say House Heist 3 times in a row.
House Heist, House Heist, House Heist. My mom was an English teacher, so tell me to enunciate.
Enunciate, yes.
That's right. And you have to slow down and pronounce your words right. That's right. Good job. All right.
But for me, House Heist started as a project to educate, empower everyone about real estate investing. Not only just real estate investing, homeowners, dealing with contractors, what to look for, how to pay them, how to keep them from running off with your money, how to get quality work from them. And it pretty much is just like Gab said, just got legs from there.
Yeah. And so from there, I mean, just, social media, of course, that just kind of, you make connections and you meet people. And so we just started just really going in the field, recording ourselves when things come up, recording ourselves, doing certain things, giving tips and tricks and that kind of thing, and really just posting it on Instagram, not thinking anything of it. We hashtags, that's popular, just using the hashtag House Heist and all of that kind of stuff. And then we started really getting serious about it when I was contacted by a good friend of mine who was part of the Birmingham Association of Realtors, who said, hey, HGTV is looking for a group of minority realtors and investors to be on this new spinoff show. And so we auditioned for the show.
I know you got it.
Well, listen to this. This is very interesting.
True story.
This is a true story. Yeah. So HGTV came to Birmingham, followed us for a week. I mean, we were in full production mode, and we really got narrowed down to the top 3 out of that whole nationwide search. And so the winners were Gabriel Union and Dwayne Wade.
That's not even a fair comparison.
That's not fair.
It's not fair. But I mean, I love, D Wade and of course Gabby Union. But I mean, I don't know if it ever even launched, but that's who they decided to go with during that time. But we, being the entrepreneurial mindset people that we are, we were like, shoot, we can do this on our own. So we really invested in ourselves, paid for the production.
Still paying for
real production crew. That's where sponsors come in when you're starting off grassroots. Okay? Really just started doing it ourselves and got picked up by ABC 3340, which is a local station here. Another connections. It's all about connections, right? Another friend of ours who had connections in the media industry got us on that station. And here we are. We were about to start filming our 3rd season, but of course our wonderful pandemic, I'm being funny here, happened and we couldn't film. And so now we've launched from that House Heist University and the Real Heist. And so that kind of, again, it's just kind of taken off. Our podcast, because we can't film, will be House Heist Uncut. And so we're learning a lot just being here with you now.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is great.
And House Heist Uncut is going to be fun, empowering, and educating. It's very fun.
I look forward to tuning in. I know it's going to be awesome. And here it is. Here's their website. If you all did want to get involved, definitely visit househeist.com. Tell us about everything that they've done. Look at them. Oh, look at Gabby. Looking beautiful.
We have a good team. We got a good team. They keep us looking good.
Yeah, they make us look real good.
I love that. So definitely that inspires me for people that are kind of wondering, because, a lot of people like to go out there and do things on their own. They don't believe in like hiring a team, hiring the help that they need, or using a team to make their, platforms professional or help them grow in whatever they're doing. So how important would you say using a team was with House Heist when building it, and even now with your new ventures that you all are doing?
First and foremost, you can't do anything by yourself. You can try. You can be the Michael Jordan of the team. Of course, you got to be the phenomenal, the superstar athlete. However, you need a good Pippen, you need a good Paxson, you need a good Rodman. You need great team players. And in order for you to succeed at anything in life, you need great team players. So a team is still important for us. We still put our team together because we're learning what pieces, who does what well, who does not do what well. What seats should they sit on the bus? What we need to get them off the bus. Right. So we're still learning as we grow, and we're gaining more and more people to get on the bus to take us on this journey to achieve our dream. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
So after all of these years, we literally just hired our first assistant.
Yes.
And so we are very, and believe it or not, it's crazy. We're very excited about that. We kind of started backwards with our team. We started from the marketing realm and just really getting ourselves out there and hiring a marketing team to really help promote, push us out, to get sponsorships, partnerships, those kind of things.
And let people know what we really do.
Right, who we are, putting ourselves out there as the market experts. And so now, thank God, God is good, we have an assistant. So that's been great. So a team, to answer your question, is vitally important to your success.
Yes, I was watching this YouTube video of this entrepreneur in the beauty industry, and she said the one thing that she didn't do that she wished she would have was hire help prior to when she did.
Right, early on. That's
like
right.
They said you can't build anything on your own.
That's right.
And that's one of the things I've struggled with, because like even in like college and things like that, I used to hate group works, like group projects. Like I'm not like, I just like, let me do it myself. I hate
myself.
I'm the same way. And it's taking me this long because my thing is I want things done a certain way. And if they're not done that way, then I don't feel like it's done right. And you got to realize that no one's going to do anything like you do. But as long as you get the results that you're looking for and the quality that you're looking for, you should be fine.
Right.
She has to tell me all the time, you got to leverage yourself.
Right.
You have to leverage.
Yeah. And we're both, I think we're both very strong personalities. And so we are. I know I'm very controlling. He is as well. And we have to find that balance between the two of us.
What's funny? Hold on. What's funny?
Like, elaborate on controlling. It's a strong word.
I am. But so we have to find that balance and like you said, just really learn how to leverage. And so that's very important.
So what are any obstacles that you all endured along the way of building your brand, or any that I know like COVID hit. So COVID hit and that put a stop to like everything you was doing. So let's kind of speak on that part first. Like how did COVID impact business and House Heist and even you as a realtor in like during this whole pandemic?
Yeah, well, we're big on mindset. Number one, that's really the forefront of any successful person is making sure, in the famous words of, what's your favorite quote?
Jesus, the poet Jesus. He said, you got to get your mind right.
And so, with COVID, I'm not going to lie, like when it first hit, I don't know, because I guess I went through, let me back up, because a lot of people have past trauma in their lives, and some things may trigger that trauma or bring that anxiety and emotions back up. So like I mentioned, in 2008, 2009, I got my real estate license. Well, I was laid off twice on unemployment, living from unemployment check to unemployment check. Trying to build myself and my brand and my business in real estate. Waiting on that first closing, like, oh Lord, please, And so when
look, I'm there, like, look,
my God, yeah.
Went to the cross on that one. You start speaking in tongues, then you
like preach, Gabriel.
Yes, it's coming though. It's coming, Kristen. And so I mean, and so when this hit, at first I was like, because honestly, in the climate that we live in, everything is an overreaction. You know, someone may say something the wrong way, and here we go. It's on the news. I mean, everything is like an overreaction. So initially, I honestly thought that people were overreacting a little bit. Like, okay, come on. Yeah.
It was projected to us that way, so we just had to it's not that serious,
Exactly. And so the first week of the shutdown situation, my daughter, her prom got canceled. All of this stuff was starting to get canceled. We're like, hold on, wait a minute. And so we were literally in full-fledged quarantine. And of course, being a realtor, you can't sell houses. Being an investor and a contractor, you can't go out to properties.
I was essential. Yes, I could. I was essential.
Well, we didn't know that at first. We didn't know that at first. Yeah. They made the essential announcement later. It was a few days where everybody was in limbo. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That first initial reaction, but we were essential, thank God. And so business didn't stop. But again, back to my point, I kind of went down a rabbit trail here. I lost my train of thought. But my point was, it starts with mindset. Yes. And so I had to really focus on getting my mindset together. And so quarantine was I won't necessarily say a blessing, but I guess if you're looking at the positive part, it was a blessing, number one, for our relationship together, he and I, for our business relationship. A lot of ideas were birthed. We created from that the Millionaire Mindset Challenge, where we had how many individuals? I can't even remember. A lot of individuals. Where they still reach out to this day, and we built connections and we help them change their mindset and working through that. So I know that was a long, convoluted answer and I lost my train of thought, but mindset, it starts with mindset. And that's how the pandemic has ultimately affected me, is getting me in the right mindset.
I love that. So did it affect you as an investor? Did COVID affect you before? Well, he said he was essential always, so I think he was going to do regardless.
No one left the house, okay?
Yeah. Well, I tell, like she said, it was a blessing, if you can call it that. For some people it's not, but for us, it allowed us to think bigger and beyond. And so that is what we did. We got bigger, and she sat on my sofa, and I got her mind right. I was a therapist because I'm real.
Turn the television off. He wouldn't let me watch the news.
Yeah, because the news makes you overreact.
Watching CNN every day, all day. Yeah.
So I realized that even though what's going on in the world, if you got what's going on in your mind together, you can conquer anything. And that's what we did. So
the biggest real estate is that's between your ears.
Oh, most definitely. And I read a quote, like, you learn to control your mindset, control your emotions, you'll control your life.
That's right.
You think they'll be talking noise when they say that, but it's really the truth.
It really is. I'm starting to realize that I'm really starting to, plan more and write things down and just speak things into the atmosphere and just pray for the things I really want. Be more specific with my prayers. It's something that a friend told me, stop having such broad prayers and
absolutely. Absolutely. Like if you go to the bedroom now, I mean, we literally have we can't get up and walk around, but we have we whiteboard everything out, and everything is just kind of written out. We have just stickers just everywhere with just words and our goals and things like that all over the place.
It takes that. You have to really motivate yourself. I love that. Get your mind right. And you all kind of touched on your relationship. So I do want to ask, so did COVID affect your relationships? Because I've heard a lot of people say COVID affected relationships to the test.
Okay, it will put it to the test now. But I feel like, and you could chime in, that we became stronger. Because we're around each other all the time. He is completely OCD. I'm not. I, take off my jacket and I may leave it right there and forget and be like, oh, let me go pick this up.
Crispin, I like to call paramedics and police on her 5 times. 5 times, Crispin. I'm like, this is not going to get it right here. But I have to learn to control my emotions. I'm not going to be in perfect order. I get it. However, However,
Christmas, when we get off, I'm going to take a picture of the pantry. Every pan has to be turned a certain way. Everything, when you put the bottled waters in the fridge, they have to be lined up. I mean, when I say OCD, I mean, like, I'm just not saying it for, like, he's really OCD.
order is good.
That's a good thing, though, because at least we know he's going to keep things organized.
Yeah. I'm like makeup brushes everywhere. So.
Oh, yeah.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
See, we friends, Tiffany. We friends. Not just it's all good.
Most definitely. So just a fun pieces outside of high school. So tell us how you guys met.
You want to start? Well, he didn't like to claim me at first, so that's a story for another day. But anyway, so of course, again, I am a realtor, and I was a budding realtor at the time. But I always had that. I'm gonna brag on myself for a minute. I always had that hustle in me, where if there was something, I always made sure that I did it the right way. I couldn't stand when realtors had the signs in the yard and they fell over, and they had dirty signs, and they didn't replace the signs, and they would put the raggedy signs in the yard, or they would just take one picture with their cell phone and put it on the internet and think it was supposed to sell. And so I always, although I didn't have very many listers and very much business at the time, I always took pride in what I did. And so he had some properties that he needed to unload, and he ended up five, yes.
Five of them.
Yes, that he needed to unload. And so he called me because, let me back up. They had been sitting on the market for a while, and he needed to unload them. And so he called me. And so I was like, well, first of all, you need to change this. And so we changed that, and literally all five of them, and he can tell you, went under contract within a week's time. And so from there, we just started just working together. He was
like, this definitely my lady. She like helping me make money. Like,
yes.
And she cute.
I got her over there blushing. I love it.
So that's how it started. I mean, it really started as just a true, working relationship, and we just developed that friendship and connection.
Mm-hmm. So, like, does that kind of concern you guys business-wise? Like, because a lot of people say don't.
It's issues. Yeah, it's issues.
Yeah, it's hard
because you can't separate them sometimes.
Yeah,
and I have to catch myself because I love working. Like I was put in this world to work. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not working hard. I'm not nailing stuff to the ground or doing anything. I'm always working my mind, but I don't know how to turn off work sometimes, because I'm so driven by our goals, and it's hard for me to turn it off. And I'm just here to say that.
Yeah. So literally, like midnight, he's laying in the. Did you get that inspection? I'm looking like, excuse me.
Did you make all
do this? Oh, I need this, and I'm like, okay, hang on, we got to learn how to,
We supposed to be laying that cutter in, and I'm up there talking about work.
So is that one of those things you have to like set work hours within the relationship also?
We've tried that.
Yeah, we've tried. And it's honestly hard to do because we are in building grind mode. I'm not going to lie. I mean, we're building an empire together. So it's really hard to say, okay, at 8 o'clock, we're not going to talk about this when we have so many things that are going on and we're kind of right there. And we both are very driven individuals. So it's hard, but he does do a good job of when he's asking me, maybe like at the dinner table, we don't talk about work. We'll talk about our day, when he's asking me during times that we've set those boundaries. But it's hard to kind of set hours.
Yeah. Good advice.
Yeah.
See, I'm gonna got all that down for when I get me a husband and a man and all that.
And so you gotta write it down, make it plain.
Right? Like learning him to be like 6'3". You gotta be specific with it.
Specific.
Oh wow.
It's one of those things, like for real. Like I've had friends that say, like, I don't want a guy that's making under X amount of dollars. Like you.
Yeah,
ain't nothing wrong with that.
It's nothing wrong. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with having standards for yourself. So don't let
it's called standards and values.
Right,
yeah.
tell you differently. Exactly.
They might call you a gold digger, but we can call you that. We'll call you got specific standards for yourself.
That's right.
And that's it. I got specific standards for myself.
That's right.
So it's the same thing. So,
and honestly, to be honest with you, when you talk about that, I know we're probably getting all the way off from
yeah.
But when you talk about, I mean, things like that, like you said, I want somebody 6'3", I want a certain level of earner. I mean, honestly, men that are doing something at a certain level in their life, they have those same standards as well. And so match, you know.
Exactly. And if somebody doesn't understand that, you see like they're not the person for you.
Exactly. There you go. Yep, there you go.
Teach myself that.
So you're good, honey.
So back to House Heist.
We'll have the counseling session later.
It's gonna be 6-1, Crispin. What happens?
I didn't hear what you said.
What happens?
I don't know. Like I just say things, you know. Don't take me too seriously.
Crispin, you are hilarious. I love it.
If I can get a ball player, I will. Yeah, no, but for real, just somebody that's just like down to earth and can help me grow. And it looks like you guys help each other grow in different aspects, especially with y'all having kind of intertwining careers. And so it's not like telling who he might introduce you to or who you might meet that wants to learn from him. So like to somebody that may be watching us thinking about like real estate and getting into it and even like investing and things like that. So what's some advice you would give somebody that's like totally oblivious to the process, how it gets started and things of that nature?
Yeah. I would say it's almost like what you just said. You got to be specific. Know what you want. Know what you're wanting to accomplish when you get into real estate. When I first got into real estate, I was 21. Like I said, I bought my first property. And I thought at that time that I wanted to own 500 rental properties. And I mean 500 rental homes, not apartment complexes. Rental homes. Well, I found out quickly that's not what I want. I wanted apartment complexes. I actually like flipping homes. I like developing. I like building. I like taking nothing and making it into something. So you need to know exactly what you're wanting to accomplish when you get into it. And that's going to change as you get into the business. And it's all great. So that's fine.
I love that. One thing I would say would be that I got early on was a mentor in the business. Someone that was already to the level that I wanted or I saw myself at, to just be able to just be authentic with me. To be able to share things, because a lot of times we as women in business, it's very difficult to build those adult relationships with each other, you know, because it's always like, that kind of thing. And so that's very difficult to navigate. And that's one of the reasons why Real Heist, which is a division of Heist University, was birthed as an opportunity to share simple things for an average realtor, like, how do I conduct a successful buyer's consultation? Well, what is a buyer consultation? Why is that important to do that and to set that foundation with your clients? You know, my attire, how should I carry myself each day? You know, just those kind of things, you know, where you may not know or have someone to help walk through that. Because honestly, I did and I didn't. I pulled on people's coattails and made them talk to me and be like, look, we're the only in this office. You can tell me what, you know. And so I just kind of, you know, sought out people that I aspired to be like or who I admire in a sense.
I love that because I was blessed to be able to take your buyer's consultation class. I know you said at the end of our Zoom call, like, "Oh, welcome to come in my office." And let me tell you, HBJ, I came in, but she didn't really want me in there. She was like, "Oh, I didn't really think nobody was gonna come in." But like, yeah, like I'm gonna come in. I'll be there. Like the next day,
say that. You got to set an appointment, girl.
And I called her. She was like, you know, not today because I'm kind of working from home, but tomorrow. But I love that.
That's so funny. I love it. But guess what you did though? You called, and guess what else you did? You came your butt right in that office the next day when I said tomorrow, didn't you?
Right. Like, I'll be there.
Yes, you did.
It's so authentic, and I love the fact that you're willing to help other people, because some people will look at, like you said, like it's like competition, or we're like in the same field. I don't want to see this person grow, but people need to realize like there's enough blessings out there for everybody. Like what's for you is for you.
Right. It's for you. Yeah. Thank you.
That's one of the things we talked about last week on our podcast. Like what's for you is for you. Nobody's going to take what's for you. They can't take it because they don't have the passion that you have, or they don't have the desire to execute whatever it is that you've been given.
And that's not ordained for their life.
Yeah. So what's for you?
That's right.
And like it's enough out here for everyone. People don't realize that. When I first got into business, no one taught me anything. And to this day, I'm still learning. I have to pick up books to read to learn. Because it's one of those businesses that, when you can become very successful, but it's kind of like one of those businesses that people kind of shut you out a little bit because you can make so much money.
Right.
So you got to learn on your own.
Yeah. But there's still so much out there to be made. I mean, me and another dear friend of mine, him, Crispin, we were always like neck and neck. Like I was either 1 or 2, he was 2 or 3. I mean, we were always in the top 3 as far as production wise when it came to real estate. And honestly, he and I were joking about it not too long ago because we had a transaction this year together. And I can count. Maybe we've had 10 transactions together in the past. Both of us have been in real estate for 12 years. So that goes to show you that when we're still both selling, we're still both doing well, but that goes to show you that there's so much out there. You know what I mean? You can cast your net a lot wider. And so you don't necessarily have to bump toes and or bump heads with anyone. There's enough a piece for the pie, enough of the pie for us all to get a piece.
It can get intimidating, especially like you get on social media and you see people, look like they're doing great, because nobody's ever gonna post some bad moments. Like, dang, I haven't saw nothing in X amount of months. Like, you're not gonna see that. You're gonna see like the stars.
Right. You know what? That's funny you say that, and that's why I do my marketing the way I do, because I don't want people counting my pockets or counting my closings, if you will. So,
I said I was going to be the same way. I was like, I'm not going to be the one, like, y'all might get like a group post at the end of the month.
Because honestly, if you're a realtor and you are out here selling at a high level, you should be closing properties, right? So your job, that's your check. You should be closing properties. So you don't have to post every single time you're at the closing table. And the reason why I stopped doing that, and I just started making I just started making it part of my whole marketing plan, is because I don't want anybody out here like, oh, dang, she is, or she are counting my pockets. Or if it's been 2 weeks or 3 weeks before I had one, oh, she ain't posted no closing about. And so I just got tired of that. And my previous office became it was so much competition and so competitive, which I welcome competition, don't get me wrong. But it just, like you said, social media can be very intimidating, especially for a new budding agent.
Oh, most definitely. So I try not to. I can't even look at Steven's stuff because he has, but he's a motivation. Like, I'm glad I was able to join him.
But you didn't post every closing. Same thing with Claire. You don't post every closing. You're supposed to be closing,
Right. It definitely motivates me though when I do see it, because I'm like, I need to get to that level. I need to be out here producing and doing everything. So like Heist University, I kind of want to get into that. So kind of tell me about it. How long is the program? Like if someone were to sign up, just kind of what's the process? Like, how long? What do they get out of it?
So Heist University was birthed really, we talked about it a couple of years ago, and it was really birthed during the pandemic, because again, we just had so many people pulling at us at, how do you do this? Or can you tell me this and that kind of thing? And honestly, his hourly rate is very high. And so I had to tell him, you can't keep giving your knowledge for free. You have to figure out a way to help others while compensating yourself for that time. And so we have a gamut of packages. If you want one-on-one with him, there's a certain fee for that. If you just want a consultation with him, there's a certain fee for that. And so
we're putting together the curriculum for Heist University as we speak.
Right.
So we actually have a class that teaches you how to invest in real estate, how to flip real estate. So, yeah.
And so if you want further information, you can certainly email us at hello@househeist.com. So hello@househeist.com.
hello@househeist.com.
Say it twice.
I think you could say it.
You have to start a house heist challenge on Instagram.
I like that.
Yes, I like that too.
Give away a little gift card or something.
So it was birthed as a way because Herbert grew up in the inner city. And so it was really birthed as a way to really give back. All jokes aside, I know you have to be compensated for your time, and I get that. But it was really, was birthed out of a passion to give knowledge and information back to those, because there are so many people, like investing is a new thing, right? And so there's so many people who want to invest, which is great because real estate is a wonderful way to earn, money and financial freedom and a living. And so that's how House Heist, listen to me, was back.
So what are some of the things we can look forward to in the future from House Heist?
We have 2 ebooks coming out. So one of the ebooks is called It's a House Heist, House Flip, Our Secrets to Success.
And then my ebook is called The Balancing Act, How to Balance Motherhood and Being an Entrepreneur.
Ooh, that's another one.
I know. That's a tough one. And so that's coming out. And so both ebooks, of course, you can purchase on our website. They should be up in our marketplace probably around the first week of November. And so our website is househeist.com. You can purchase there on our marketplace.
We have Ignite Alabama coming up. Is that right?
Oh, that's going to be huge. And so we have partnered with Ignite Alabama. So we are so very excited about that. During Classic Week, y'all, I know everybody, is sad that Classic isn't going to happen this year. But you can get your education on during Classic. So Classic Week, October 27th and 28th, HBJ and I will be doing a master class on our steps to real estate investment and being successful there. And you can register on the Ignite page for that.
Most definitely. You guys have, is it going to be virtual or are they doing this like
virtual? So it's going to be fabulous. They're doing a virtual fashion show. Kenya B, who is a phenomenal designer here, she's doing her virtual fashion show, which is going to be a production, by the way, but everything is going to be virtually. They're going to have business classes, breakout sessions, health and wellness classes. You name it. For those 2 days, it's going to be jam-packed. And so Classic Week, it'll be that week, but Classic won't happen, of course, but you can also find something to do that week and attend the seminar.
Something educational to do.
That's right. That's right. So we're very excited. This will be our first, soft launch, if you will, of our class. So we're excited about it.
And then, as we said earlier, the House Heist University is coming up. We're developing the curriculum. What we found out is a lot of people don't want to go to college anymore. Nothing wrong with not going to college, but some people don't want to go to college.
I do want to go. Like my parents kind of made me go, so I was like, okay,
that's how. Yep.
So because of that, they're taking more and more short courses, like 8-week courses to learn how to do something, to learn how to program. Well, we teach you how to flip houses, how to invest in real estate, how to flip apartments. You name it, we teach you how to do it. So that's what we're in the process of developing that now.
Oh wow! So like when COVID, calms down and the world just gets back to normal, do you all plan on traveling to like different states and hosting things there?
Yeah, somebody.
Yes, we love being out and meeting people. So absolutely we will.
Yes.
We were actually in the process before COVID hit of also planning our first live event.
Yes.
That was supposed to be amazing, and it's going to come eventually when we can get back out in these streets. So, our first live event was coming. We were in the process of planning that, so that was going to be pretty big, entertainment, educating, and just lots of fun.
Almost definitely. So when it happens, definitely keep me in mind. I would love to, host, walk around with a mic.
Yes,
doing that. Yes,
you were hired. You're hired.
Yeah.
I receive it. Like, come on, right up my alley. And
I forgot one thing. Sorry to cut you off. Our podcast. So. Has been amazing. I love your podcast. I love your energy, and I just love everything you're doing. I feel like from the moment we connected on our first Zoom meeting call, I was just like, oh, I love her.
Like we clicked.
we clicked. And so I just love what you're doing. And so our podcast, House Heist Uncut, will be airing as well in the next coming weeks.
And I'm super excited about that. I love me a good podcast. So what all platforms will you all be on? Like Apple, Spotify, Google Play?
Apple, Spotify, Google Play, of course, YouTube. We're going to upload the live video to YouTube. So everywhere we can be, we're going to be. It's a process, though. We're learning to get on Apple. So, we're going to feel like we're official once we get on Apple.
Look, we'll talk about this easier than literally copying and pasting the code. It's one of those things because, you've helped me. You've shared so much knowledge with me, and I definitely will help you all in any way you can in the podcast world. So happy that you all came on. I know you all going to bless so many people with what you're doing with House Heist. Honestly, because the mission behind it was to genuinely help people. It seemed like it was started just like money motivated. And they say when you find your why, that's when the lessons really come. So what would you say to somebody that's out there that's kind of struggling? They're kind of in their period. They don't really know what their purpose is or what their mission is. Just some words of encouragement for someone dealing with that.
Got a good one for you. Values. A lot of us don't know our values anymore. And what we need to do, a lot of us take our values from watching TV or listening to music, but we never taken the time to write our values down. If you go back and look at your life, you probably live your life based upon somebody else's values, which don't mean the values that they gave you were wrong, but those values kind of conflict with who you are as an individual now because you want to do something else in life.
Right.
So now it's time to take those values and tweak those values. And if you're struggling in life, look at your values. And then once you look at your values, I guarantee you can move forward because that's the conflict. You're struggling with the old values and the new values.
That was good. Oh, wow. That was good.
He wrote that before we started it. See, that's the knowledge you all will get when y'all join House Heist University.
Oh, I love you, Kristen. Yes.
Most definitely, this is real live. Y'all see, this is live, uncut, unscripted. This is not, like anything we rehearsed for. We did have a list of questions, but we really didn't go by those.
I know. This has been great. We just been flowing, right? I love it. But your values are definitely important because you're right. Your family is the ones that initially set your values, and then now we got your streets
or the music you listen to,
social media.
Go back and rewrite your values. A lot of us, I have never written my values down until one day I said, you know what? Let me rewrite my values. And let me look at what I used to think and what I think now. And once you do that, you can get out of whatever slump you're in. I guarantee you can.
Know thyself. Know thyself.
Funny that you said that because last week's guest was my brother actually, and his show is called Articulate Your Value, which is his company where he teaches you to go in those jobs and negotiate what you're really worth. Speaking of jobs, you got into investing pretty young at 21, so you never really had to battle the corporate world.
I did. Yes, I did. I had a job. had a job because I mean, when you first invested, I didn't have any money. I had to work. But as soon as I got my first big check, I quit that job. So what I did, I had a job as a sales rep. And I know this is not what you asked me, but I got to tell this story. I was a sales rep. I was a straight commission sales rep. I used to sell water treatment systems for your whole house. I made $60,000 off that job that first year, just selling water treatment systems. I'm going into rural Alabama selling these water treatment systems. But at the same time, I had bought my first property. I bought it like I was going to live in it. Back then, all you needed was a credit score and a social security number. You could basically get a house. Bought the house, and this is no lie. A month later, I refinanced the house. I pulled $30,000 out of the house. I went on to do another house the same day that year. One of those houses I still own to this day, and it's a rental property for me. Yeah. So that year I made $120,000 at a 21-year-old. Mm-hmm. I soon quickly, left my job. Yeah, because I was still at home with my parents, So I was
like, hold on, I'm on to something here. Hold on.
At that age, I didn't know what I was doing, but I just kept doing it.
That's such a blessing. So how was it for you? I know you said you kind of got into real estate at the wrong time. So you kind of went from a corporate job to real estate. What exactly were you doing before you got into real estate?
So my background is human resources, HR. I was with my company for 9 years. Had stayed up late at night, doing spreadsheets, meeting deadlines, whatever was needed of me. I had kind of worked my way up into a pretty good position in HR. And everyone knows, when you're in HR, it's a great industry because human resources is really the backbone of, most companies and corporations. Mm-hmm. But when employees go, you don't need the HR staff, as much. And so it was just really hard for me with everyone laying off during that time to even find a job in HR without starting me off from like ground zero. And when I say ground zero, I was used to making X amount, but then starting off with your basic entry level,
entry level pay.
Yeah. And so I was like, oh no, I can't do this. And so I
found their value.
Right. But look, I just took my unemployment. I wasn't ashamed of that. And thank God for Obama back then because he extended unemployment. And so he extended unemployment, and it just so happened, like Herb said, with overlapping of pay, that I received my first commission check. So it was able to really sustain me during that time. And I got my first commission check. I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. And so that one commission check was literally more than I had made in a month, or more than I would have made in a month working for that employer. And so at that moment, I knew, okay, God, you kicked me out for a reason, and so I can really make this work. And I'll never forget, my broker at the time told me, if you can make money during this economy, you can make money in any economy. And so that really stuck with me because ever since then, I was just like, okay, I can do it then. And so here I am. So I guess by chance, I don't know.
by faith and just having that hard work and determination, and never giving up. Like you said, you found that mentor. You made her be your mentor.
That's why you came to my office the next day when I ain't had time for you. Yup. See that?
So like you really had to have that go-getter mindset and definitely focus and have faith in what you believe in. So I love that. It's been like a wonderful 50 minutes here with you guys. So tell everybody how they can connect with you on social media, how they can look you guys up, get in contact with you.
Okay. Well, our website is househeist.com. My website is Gabriel-Henderson.com. His website is herbertbeveljr.com or HBJ.com. We got it, that's 2020 and beyond at HBJ. He's actually
nothing else.
He's gonna trademark that. Yeah. So our social handles, mine is Gabby, Gabby _sales home on Instagram, and just Gabrielle Henderson on Facebook. And I'm also on LinkedIn. And I don't know what my Twitter is.
I think it's so looks like, but I don't know. It might be. It's something like I'm still trying to get that together.
Right, get that together, right.
Most definitely, it's been fun. I didn't even read the comments that people were saying those two young people are super cool. If people want to know where they can go watch it, I'm going to upload it on YouTube. Don't quote me on when. Hopefully it'll be this week.
Well, they can also go to our YouTube channel. It's House Heist, or from our website, househeist.com. The link to watch the episodes that's on there. So you can watch season 1 and season 2 on directly from our site. It'll link them to YouTube. So you're having that great team. They put all that together for us. See?
Yeah, most definitely. So I feel like we're going to see you guys on TV more in the future. I look forward to it, and I wish you many blessings on your endeavors. So
thank you. He didn't give his social handles. Herbert did.
It's HBJ the Mogul. It's fine. HBJ the Mogul.
HBJ the Mogul.
Everything's HBJ the Mogul. Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. I think all the things.
There y'all go, HBJ the Mogul.
It's been a pleasure.
You are so awesome and so beautiful, and your spirit is just electrifying through the screen.
Yes, it is.
This has been so amazing.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much for joining me. I really appreciate it, and look forward to working with you guys in the future.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
You'll be our hostess. So yeah, of course.
Most definitely. So I'll be on the lookout.